Hello, guys. We get right into it. So, recently I was, scrolling social media, and the guy on the right, he was a guy that is, this chat model, and he was talking about how a lot of guys don't understand women. And, he was an absolute blue pill delusional about it. And my friend Lindorm, he reacted on it. It was a really good takedown, to be honest. Like, it was very thoughtful, and I think he made really good points. I do totally agree with him. And this just shows that you should not take advice from attractive men, mainly because they're very fucking delusional. These are guys that will give you advice, and you gotta imagine this. You start a race, and the finish line is 400 meters in front of you. You start at the start line, which is 400 meters. The guy who is very attractive, he's gonna, start a sprint at 300 meters. And what this guy is pretty much yelling at you in the distance is, "Oh, bro, you know, just get in front of me." Like, no, I'm not in front of you by 350 meters. You can get in front of me. It's like, it's very fucking delusional. And to show you that these guys, they have such a huge advantage above the average dude. And I think, whoa, man, instead of going around and giving some thoughtful advice, being a bit understanding, you're pretty much giving very blue-pilled advice for guys who doesn't work for, because it works for him. And I think a lot of attractive men and attractive people in general, they live in a very closed off reality. Life is sunshine and rainbows, and everybody is nice to me, and I got all these opportunities. The fact is, that is because you're very good looking. Most people, they don't get opportunities laid on their hands. They don't get treated particularly nice, especially by a lot of people. And so oftentimes they have to use other strategies, like, improving their looks, or maybe going into that, more red pill game routes. They don't start out in front of the finish line. And it is very important to keep that in mind when you become better looking, to not become this delusional. And this disillusion with the reality is pretty much why you should never take advice from attractive men. I mean, you shouldn't take advice from, also attractive women, because they also live in a different reality. And this is not to outright shit on these people. They can be good people. Sometimes they can come off with good advice. But often they live in a very closed off reality that just doesn't reflect the black and white and the gray of the world. Often they're in this, rainbow fantasy where everybody is nice. Well, unfortunately, most people are very neutral. And so I think it is very important to be very careful who you take advice from. I would pretty much only take advice from guys who improve their dating lives when it comes to women, or, went from, not necessarily 0 to 100, but you know what I mean. Guys who could significantly improve their dating life, or maybe their lifting life, or maybe their, financial situation. You should never take advice from the extreme outliers. It is better to, maybe find someone who you can relate to a bit more. And so this is a good example in bodybuilding. don't take advice from the guys with the best genetics. Maybe take advice from the guy with average genetics who had to work his ass off to, gain 50 pounds throughout their lifetime. So guys, keep in mind, take advice from someone you can relate to, who you aspire to be, but also someone who, have been in the trenches. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace.